You're now tuned in to the Gumptown Podcast. I'm your boy Doug B. We ain't got nothing to talk about, but we got something to talk about. Let's go. Good people. Welcome back to the Gumptown Podcast, episode 98. I'm your boy Doug B. If you tuned in to this podcast, thank you for your time and your attention. I really appreciate you giving this podcast a shot. Today's guest is the founder and owner of CMH Business Solutions, LLC. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm sure we'll all be inspired by her story. Let's chop it up with Cheryl Henderson. Cheryl, how's it going?
Oh, it's going really well here with me in the historic city of Montgomery, Alabama. How about you?
I'm glad to hear that, and all is well on my end, too. First things first, thank you for taking time out of your schedule to chop it up with me a few minutes. I really appreciate it.
I feel like I am honored. Oh, this is such a privilege to be here. Yes, thank you so much for the invite. Oh my God, I was like, oh, how did I get there?
Yes, ma'am. Of course, we're here to talk about CMH Business Solutions, LLC, and all the great things you have going on in business. But before we talk about business, let's get to know the woman behind the brand. What's your story?
My story, okay, born and raised right here in Montgomery, Alabama, the historic city of Montgomery, Alabama. Born and raised here. Schools. I went to Fuse Elementary School, and then I moved on to Bellingrath High School, graduated from the Poets Lanier High School. And right from there, I went straight out of high school to the Air Force. So I spent 10 years in the Air Force. Yay, me. During my school years, I did get pregnant. So I have one child that I got pregnant with during I want to say my last year of high school. So yeah, so he's doing well in life as well. And I did 10 years in the Air Force. I've been back here in Montgomery, Alabama since 1992. Yeah. And I have to say, it was not my intentions to come back here, but you know, when God said do something, you just stay. At least that's what I try to do. I try to be obedient. Nowadays, I am thankful that I am here because my mom birthed out 6 children. I am number 3. And it takes all of us to care for my mom. So I feel I am honored to be here, to be able to help with her during her older years. You know, she's able to stay at the house by herself, but we do have to make sure that she's safe, that she's eating, and that type of stuff. So, yeah, I am honored to be able to be there as one of the primary caregivers, but there is 5 of her children that is here in Montgomery, and we all play a role in making sure that she is taken care of. Yeah, so that's me.
Yes, ma'am. That's a blessing to be able to have your mom still alive, and you all, like you said, doing your part to make sure she's taken care of. She took care of you all as kids, and now y'all get a chance to return the favor. I love to hear it.
Yes, and it's so funny, real quick, a little story that happened. I want to say it was last week. I'm rushing through there trying to get her ready to go. She go to a day center here in Montgomery on Tuesday. So I'm rushing, trying to get her up, get her ready to go and whatnot. And she said, Cheryl, go and get my purse. And I said, Mom, we're already running late. You know, what you need your purse for? I just want to give you a little piece of money for doing everything that you're doing. And when I was like, let me tell you something. I am working off $1 billion, probably $1 trillion debt to you and that for everything that you have done for me and my child. So no, I'm not going to get your purse.
And you know what? And she said that from the heart. Like she really was about to pay you, and hats off to you for saying, hey, Mom, you can never repay me. Like, even if you pay me $10 a day, you can never pay me back for everything. I mean, I can never charge you for anything because I owe you everything. Like you.
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Just so innocent and just so pure And that, like I said, that's a blessing to be able to still have your mom here and you all pitching in, taking care of her. So let's back
Mm-hmm.
up. Yes, ma'am. So let's back up a little bit. I know you said you served in the military for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your service. And I have to ask, what was your overall experience in the military like?
Oh my God. When I tell you God, I felt like God was leading me to get out of the military. I was like, I just know you're not talking to me. Oh my goodness. I loved being in the military. I really do. And met some awesome people, still keeping in contact with a lot of them. One of my besties is right here in Alabama. She lives out in Deepsville, and we talk every day. We met while we was over right after we got to England.
Hmm.
We got to England at the same time, and we have been connected ever since. Ever since. That was a beautiful experience. So I spent 7 years over in Germany,
Hmm.
2 years over in England, and then my first assignment was in Georgia, and my last assignment was in Arizona. I did not want to leave Arizona. I want to leave Arizona, but I felt like God was leading me. Listen, and I was just sharing this with a friend of mine just today.
Hmm.
You know, it was never my intentions to come back to Montgomery, Alabama. So we was just traveling through after I got out. Okay, so traveling through, my brother came out there to help me and my son drive back. Well, help me drive back because he wasn't old enough to drive from Arizona to here. And it was my intentions to go to Florida. Okay. And God, I kept asking God every day. I was like, can I go? Can I go? And I never felt like I got that, yes, you can go from Montgomery. Okay. And now look at what all the craziness that is happening in Florida. Okay. We never know why God is telling us no.
Right.
Okay. Why God is telling us no. And I just thought about that today when I was talking to someone. And I was like, look at what God was keeping me from, because I would be up and out of there.
Mhm. Right. Right. Yes, ma'am. And that's yes, ma'am. That's what it's all about. A lot of times we have our own plans, and I've heard of it. I heard this expression. I've heard this quoted. I may be I'll paraphrase it, but you tell God your plans, and He laughs at them. Like a lot of times we
Yeah,
think we know what we want to do. He's like, you say, hey, I want to move to Florida. God brought you back to Montgomery, and now you get a chance to look back and say, you know what? I'm thankful I didn't make it down there. I'm thankful my plans didn't go through.
exactly, exactly. So, and I like I said before, like we both have said, I count it an
Mhm.
honor to be able to be here and play that part, be a part of the role of helping my mom. It is such an honor to be able to be there for her, like she has been there for us. So yeah, so God knows, as they say, Father knows best. So when He says no, just we might not understand it. We just need to roll with it. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So let's talk about more of your military career. Coming from Montgomery, going over into England and Germany, did you experience any cultural shocks going over there in those countries?
Of course, the language barrier
Hmm.
with really with, believe it or not, with both of Germany and England.
Hmm.
Even though they speak English, it's broken English, and from our English, I should say, it's a different English than ours. And I remember when we first when we first got there, my son was young at that time, and I don't know if the guy was just messing with him or what, but he greeted us at the lounge. We had to check in at the military lounge until they got our house ready and stuff. And so he greeted us, and he looked at my son and he said, "What's up, chap? How you doing, chap?" You know, and my eyes got so big. And I remember also being at work one day, and we had the English people coming in, cleaning up our office and whatnot. And when I tell you to hear them speak, you're like, oh my God, I need an interpreter. Like, what is this? So it's just like being in the United States. Everyone, even though we speak English, you can tell when you're talking to a Southern person, when you're talking to a New Yorker, when you're talking to, the different people from different parts of the United States. So with them, it's the same way. It's the same way. So, but in Germany, English is the second language for most people. And for most people that live outside of the United States, they also learn English. But over in Germany, they prefer you to learn their language. And I picked up a little, but not enough to carry on a conversation with them. And I understand what they standpoint on that, because you're in their country. So why don't you speak their language, and stuff. But anyway, in Germany, let me tell you what I tell people about the difference between Germany and England. With Germany, you can throw something on the ground and it is going to stand out. That country is so clean and beautiful. The part of England, I'm just going to put it like that, the part of England that I was in, you can put something on the ground, throw something on the ground, and it is going to blend in. It's just going to blend. And the other difference between Germany and England is, with England, it seems like every day it's going to rain. And they have a little saying over there: if you see the sun, take a picture of it, because you do not know when you're going to see it again. So, yeah. So, and when I first got there, I really entered into a depressive state because of the gloominess of England. I was like, golly, what is going on? And the young lady that I was replacing, my job assignment, I went over there and I got replaced. I was replacing this lady, and she had been in England for as long as I was in Germany, and she did not want to leave England, and I did not want to leave Germany. So why they didn't just leave us alone, I do not know.
Right.
So anyway, but I loved it. It was just a beautiful experience. I got to experience roundabouts before they kind of took over here in Montgomery. So I understand the roundabouts. And I remember telling my family, hey, if I get killed, just know it was me trying to figure out how to get on the roundabout.
Wow. Wow. That's amazing. And so that's great. So those two different countries, Germany was a clean country. England had its challenges. It's all good. It's all fine and dandy. The most important thing is you made it out of there, both places alive, and got a chance to come back to the States. So just in terms of, did you get a chance to try any exotic foods while you were over there in those countries?
Oh, I'm not a cooker, so I explored the food. We enjoyed. I'm trying to get it out from the noise.
No worries.
We really enjoyed eating what they call on the economy, at the restaurants and everything. And the German food, all the food was just really, really good. The English food, the German food. We enjoyed going to the Oktoberfest, over there in Germany. It was just, when I tell you, just a beautiful experience. Driving on the Autobahn, they don't have any speed limits on the Autobahn. So everybody's like, So that was just like, oh my God, these people are driving fast. And I wasn't driving like a BMW or anything. When I took my Volkswagen Rabbit over there, trying to drive real fast like I'm driving a BMW.
Wow. So the good old Autobahn. I've read up on it. Of course, I haven't been over to Germany, so I've never experienced it. So they really do be flying like crazy on the Autobahn.
Yes, they do. They do.
Wow, that's amazing. I appreciate you sharing your military experience and sounds like you had a great time. Thanks again for your service.
You
So,
are so well. Yes.
yes, ma'am. So let's talk about CMH Business Solutions. What products and
Oh,
services are you offering over there with the company?
okay. So with CMH, it's CMH Business Solutions LLC, doing business as CMH Mobile Notary Services. So that lets you know that I started out as a mobile notary services. I became a notary in the city to be a notary loan signing agent. And so that was birthed in 2017. At the time, I was already working three jobs. No, yeah, three jobs. I was working three jobs. I was a CNA at the or PCT at Baptist, one of the where they moved us back and forth at the Baptist Hospital. I was also working as a mental health tech, and I was sitting with a lady here in Montgomery that is part of Montgomery history, and I did not know that when I first got hired with her. She was the first woman bus driver here in the city, and she was also the first Black woman bus driver for Montgomery, Alabama. And so that was an honor to sit with her the last 2 years of her life here in Montgomery. And that was a joy. And so while I was doing all of that is when I started my mobile notary loan signing business. And her family, they really gave me the flexibility to go to jobs and all of that. So that's what is under CMH Business Solutions. So let's see, there's something else that we do. Oh, I have the BAM dot echo that I also have under that. That is BAM stands for BAM Advertising Movement. So with that, you pay a one-time membership fee of $199, and that gets you into their directory. You automatically get a referral link where you can make passive income because BAM pays you for referring them. You get three referral commissions for every membership. You're going to get a 50%, a 25%, and a 13%. They pay you three times off of one referral. So you're able to get up to 88% commission by being a member of BAM. BAM also offers you business coaching that is part of that membership. There is so much right now I am really promoting that because as a business, you have to have advertising money. You got to advertise your business. And for BAM to only charge you one time, that's affordable. And then with that, you're getting like a passive income opportunity as well. And you don't have to be a business to get that membership to be a part of BAM. You can be an individual, you can be a business, and also the nonprofit organizations. Get this. The nonprofit organizations, your churches, your sorority groups, any organization that falls into the nonprofit category, they don't even pay the $199. Okay, but they can use BAM as a fundraiser. So they would get get paid the same referral commission, okay, as your individual and your business. So, but they do not pay the $199. So they can jump in there, be a part of BAM, and reap all the benefits and get paid to refer people to BAM. It is just awesome. So that's CMH Business Solutions, LLC, doing business as CMH Mobile Notary Services. And then my other company is my trucking company. Mm-hmm. So out of my income from being a notary loan signing agent, I established a trucking company. The name of that is Compass Transport Services. So I had one truck, semi truck, that I paid cash from. I always point that out to let people know how lucrative being a notary loan signing agent is.
Mhm.
I pay cash for that semi truck from my income from being a notary. Okay. I gotta go back to CMH because I didn't. Let me go back to CMH because I forgot about my other franchise that I just do. Okay. I have a funding company, y'all. You can apply for personal loans, business loans. You can hire us to do credit repair. We either help you do it or we'll do it for you. And we also help people build out their business credit. So now I'm done with CMH Business Solutions. So back to the trucking company. So
Mhm.
the trucking company was established in 2020, and I had my truck on the road for one solid year. And I ran into problems with the company that I had my truck leased under. So I got my truck back from them, and then I got it road bit ready and I sold it. So now, under the trucking company, there is an online product, and that is the federal mandated safety training courses. For everyone who is looking to get their CDL. The federal mandated courses went into effect last February. So that was February 2022. Yeah. So before you get issued your CDL, they are going to check that federal database to make sure that you have taken those online safety courses and passed before they issue you the CDL, your CDL license. So, my company, that's what we have. We have those courses. All you have to do is register, go on there and register like you're enrolling into a college course. So you do that, and then you find a course that you are in need of. You pay for it, you take the course, and the results will be put into that database. Once you finish, when you go down to get your license, I don't care where you are in the United States, they are going to check that database to make sure that you have passed the course. And if you have, then and only then would they issue you your CDL license. So that is CMH Business Solutions LLC, doing business as CMH Mobile Notary Services and Compass Transport Services Inc. Okay, so that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, ma'am. Wow, you are doing a lot of great things. You have your hands in a lot of stuff. You
I
are
do.
a serial entrepreneur, and that is all amazing stuff that you've covered. Appreciate you sharing everything. So I have to
Yeah.
ask you, where did you get the entrepreneurial spirit from? Does it run in your family?
You know what? It does. It runs on, I think more people on my dad's side are entrepreneurs than there are entrepreneurs on my mom's side. Okay, so you will find realtors. On my dad's side, we have a lot of construction people. Okay, here in Montgomery, Alabama, when you see a lot of the AME churches, my uncle, who was very well known here in the city, Reverend Sheffield Henderson, okay, he built a lot of the AME church buildings here in the city. Okay, and so, and his son is still here, Reverend Leon Henderson. He is still here. He doesn't. He still have his hand in construction. He still have his hand in construction. And there are a lot of truck drivers in our family. There's a lot of real estate realtors in our family. As a matter of fact, my baby sister is a realtor here in the city. My baby brother, was one. He told me just recently that he let his license expire, but he is a property management person. He is really good at what he does, and he has his own company as a property manager. Let's see. What else do we have? We just got a lot of entrepreneurs. I have a cousin that is located in New Jersey. When I tell you she has the best candles, y'all. When I get my candles, my brother started us buying candles from her. When I tell you, you can smell those candles out of the package before you even open them. You don't even have to light them. Okay.
Nice.
They're good. Yes, they do. And whatnot. And so, and I can't forget my cousin who, oh my God, I'm so proud of her.
Mhm.
She is doing the jewelry, the paparazzi. Is that how you pronounce it? When I tell you, she started that to help her manage her grief out of her from her dad passing away, and this girl is blowing it up over there in Huntsville, Alabama. Yes, she is, and her mom is right behind her over there in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, doing the same thing. And they are, when I tell you, they are blowing up that jewelry business. They are blowing it up. That girl has retired from her regular job, and that is all she is doing. The one up in Huntsville. I am so proud of her. But yeah, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, especially, like I said, on my dad's side of the family, not so much on my mom's, but yes. Yeah.
That's good stuff. Hey, you all are rocking and rolling, doing that entrepreneurial stuff. I love to hear it. Like it's running in the family
hmm
on your dad's side, and you got great things going on as an entrepreneur now yourself. And I know you were saying earlier that you were working 3 jobs at one time before you started
Yeah.
the mobile notary services. So
hmm
are you still working 9 to 5 and doing your business on the side? Or are you full-time business owner?
No, sir. No, sir.
Hmm.
Within 2 years of my starting the notary loan signing agent, God gave me my freedom papers from working
Nice.
nine. And so I have not worked a 9 to 5 since 2019. Yes,
Wow.
God is
That's amazing.
amazing. And
Congrats
you
to you.
and give him the glory. I am free to just do what I want to do, be with my mother
Nice.
primarily, you know, and whatnot. That's the main thing. I just thank God for how he gave me my freedom papers just in time to help her. Yeah. God is
Nice.
amazing. He is.
I like how you said that too, Cheryl. Your freedom papers got up out of that nine to
Yeah.
five. And don't get me wrong, I'm still working 9 to 5 now, and I'm not knocking 9 to 5. It has to be a great feeling to just know that you freed yourself from depending on the W-2 check every other week. So when you got ready to leave your jobs, did you tell your coworkers what you were about to embark on, or did you just leave?
And let me tell you something.
Hmm.
I it wasn't something that I did.
Hmm.
Okay. I probably would have been still trying to juggle the 3 jobs and doing the notary thing.
Hmm.
But one by one, something happened at each one of those jobs and they released me. Okay.
Hmm.
And I was like, okay, okay. And I'm gonna tell you the one place that I had not planned on leaving because, and that was being at Baptist Hospital,
Hmm.
because with the job that I had, I only had to work 3 12-hour shifts to be considered full time. And so I had told my guy friend, I said, I'm going to continue to work with them because of the benefits. I don't, and even though I'm a veteran, okay,
Hmm.
there are just some benefits. I was like, yeah, I still want because of the benefits, and I only have to do three full time, 3 days, right? And so at the time, I was working the 3 days plus two, so I was getting a lot of overtime money. It was really nice. So did I say
Nice.
it was really nice? Really nice. Okay. the things that you can do when your children is and you got an empty nest, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I was just gonna do that, because I had the time and whatnot. And but then lo and behold, I was released from Baptist. And when I tell you, when I got that phone call from my supervisor saying that somebody had reported me doing something that all of us was doing, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, God told me, He said, go in there and don't say a word. Don't argue with them. Do
Mm-hmm.
not say one word. And that's what I did with the other two. Okay. He was like, don't say a word. So I had three meetings with them
Mm-hmm.
before they told me. They said, yeah, we went back, we looked at the cameras, and we have just decided that we're just going to terminate you. And I said, thank you so much. And I turned in my whatever I had to turn in, signed whatever paperwork I had to sign, and I just left peacefully, you know.
Nice.
And lo and behold, guess who gets to go to the Baptist hospital all the time to notarize documents for whatever the reason, power of attorneys. Oh my God, I get attorneys calling me because they I love doing adoption paperwork, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That is just the most exciting thing
Mm-hmm.
about being a notary, that I enjoy, just helping people with that adoption process. And so I have been to Baptist for all kinds of things as a notary, back and forth. And so, when you just turn it over to God and let Him fight your battles, you're going to win, win, win. What did the scripture say? That He will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies.
Enemies.
So we must hold our peace and let God fight our battles, okay? Because on those two jobs, the one at Baptist and the one at Mental Health, it was just something that just came out of nowhere that was just really crazy. But when people got their mindset on a thing, it doesn't matter what you say, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So, I was not going to come out of character. I can, but I chose.
Yes, ma'am.
I was like, no, let me just stay, keep my mouth closed and just go ahead and go on about my business. All right. And so God has blessed me, with all that I do. And I must tell you that with the trucking company and all the other things that I'm doing, those things were actually supposed to retire me from the notary.
I got you.
But God just keep using that notary thing to open up doors for me for other things,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, okay, don't look like I'm going to. I don't mind doing the notary thing, but I don't travel like I was traveling before with the loan signing part. Okay, right now, because I'm really heavily involved I go to my mother's house 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. So I don't want to be too far from her. Okay, she can be at the house by herself, but I don't want to get a call from my brother. He's the one that monitors the ring system,
Mm-hmm.
saying, hey, I seen mom go out the door and she haven't went back inside yet, you know. But not, and I'm telling you,
Right.
when I get those calls, y'all, I am on two wheels heading back over there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, what is going on? And stuff. And so, no, I do not want to be down at the Georgia border. I don't want to be in Selma. I don't want to be in Clinton talking about a little loan signing appointment. No, I don't. So I am here in Montgomery. I have my own office now. So I'm on call for notary service. All you have to do is call me and you have an option. I will either come to you or we can meet at my office to get your documents notarized. So it's by appointment only because I am not in my office all day long. I'm not. So,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
yes, yes. So it's a blessing. It is really a blessing. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And everything you were saying, just in terms of how things played out in those jobs, yeah, they thought they were terminating you, but they were really freeing you up to do what you were
Yes.
born to do anyway. Like now you get a chance to work for yourself, you get a chance to
Mhm.
take care of your mom. And I'm pretty sure when you worked all those three jobs, you didn't have that kind of time to really look after your mom. So now that they freed you up, gave you your freedom papers, you get a chance to be a full-time entrepreneur. And that's great stuff. I appreciate you being transparent about that.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. And when I first started, my mom didn't need us like,
Mhm.
we need to be there for her now, you know. Um, and what little we were concerned about, because she retired. Okay, she retired. And my older sister was really the one that was going over there during lunchtime, making sure she had lunch and all of that and stuff. But so when all that was going on with the job, it wasn't she wasn't where we really had to be there to make sure that she, did all the, the hygiene stuff, take her medicine and eat. She can be at the house by herself. We just have to make sure that that part is taken care of. Yeah, and she's fine. Yeah, she's fine. But I love the 2 full days that I am there with her. We are bonding and just spending that bonding time, laughing and joking and stuff. Yeah, it's a blessing. It is really a blessing.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. So let's talk about the three things I like to cover whenever I have entrepreneurs like yourself on the platform. I like to talk about the aha moment, action, and audacity. So we'll start with the mobile notary business because that's where it all started. Take us back to your aha moment. What sparked the idea to go into business for yourself?
Okay, so when I started my business in 2017, that was the second time God had brought that notary thing across my path. The first time, a friend of mine from church told me about it. She said, Cheryl, Sister Cheryl, of course, she said, Sister Cheryl, I used to do this when I was in college and whatnot. And she had her own business, and I just couldn't make the connection. And I didn't want to keep hounding her because I was simple minded and couldn't figure it out. so, so I just left it alone. I just left it alone and just kept going on about my business. Well, I met a nurse friend, and we're still in contact today. I met this nurse at one of my other jobs that I would sit for some of the families from the children's center. Let's see, how do they initial CCAP is for the special needs adults. Okay, these are the ones who have aged out of the schools. So I used to be a substitute teacher at the children's center, and from there, once I finished at the school, I would go down and I would help with that program. And so I got to know the families there, still in contact with a bunch of them. And one family, they lived out in Prattville. So this nurse would come and do the feeding, and we would talk and everything. Well, she invited me to go on a road trip with her to take her daughter where? My favorite place in all the world, Arizona.
Mhm.
Arizona. She was moving her daughter back to going to Arizona. And she asked me to do the road trip with her. And I was like, yes, yes. And so it was while we was on that trip that God brought it back across my path. And because we were spending a lot of quiet time on the road, I also got to hear him tell me how to make the connection. So when we got back, we did that road trip, and then we went on a 7-day cruise. And after we got back from the cruise, that's when I started putting everything in place for me to go full time. Well, for me to start the notary business. And it just went from there. October 2017. It went from there. And when I tell you, it has been a journey. Oh, and this is something I forgot to tell you too, that is under the CMH Business Solutions business. I have written an ebook that tells everyone how they too can become a notary loan signing agent, because people would ask me all the time, especially when I went to do loan closings during the pandemic. Everybody was looking for something that they could do from home, because everybody was going home. They was losing their job, and so a lot of people would ask me, well, how do you get started in this? How do you get started and whatnot? So I finally put together an ebook. It is on my website, which is meetcmh.com. And I also publish a notary journal. The journal is where we have to document all the IDs of everyone that we notarize documents for. So I have that. It's over on Amazon, but you can also find it on my meetcmh.com website, which is my digital business card. So yes, so that's how that came about, and it's just been going ever since that road trip and that cruise. Yeah, God
Mm-hmm.
is God is amazing. That's all I can keep saying. God is amazing.
Yes, ma'am. So you had that spark, you had that aha moment on that road trip. And in
On that road.
terms of, yes, ma'am, and just in terms of action, it sounds like you didn't take a whole lot of time putting the work behind the idea and actually bringing it to life.
Yes,
You got
yes.
right
I
to
can
it.
I can still see me even right now. We was in a hotel room. She was busy
Mm-hmm.
doing her nurse data entry stuff, and I was on my phone doing the research, because God had given it to me. He was like, yeah, this is where you need to go to find everything that you need to get that up and going. Yeah, I tell you. It's mind blowing. It really is. So we just really have to listen and trust the Holy Spirit. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So that last portion, audacity, it takes audacity to take an aha moment, put action behind it. But after you put action behind it, putting it out to the world, that's where the real courage and audacity comes from. Who or what gave you
Yeah.
the courage, that audacity to actually get started in business and put it out there to the world?
I mean, you want to have your freedom papers. Everybody want to have their freedom papers. But a lot of people they're too scared to do it scared, you know. And it takes a lot of self-encouragement. Okay. You've got to learn how to encourage yourself. I was going to try to sing that song, but sometimes you have to encourage yourself. Yeah, you have to encourage yourself. You have to motivate yourself. Okay. And even now with the all the other stuff that I do, because I've gone through starting a business, and I know it takes a minute for all the connections to be made. And I've seen the results of it. Okay. And I'm still seeing and experiencing the results of that notary business. Okay. So that's my encouragement for all the other things. If God did it for me with the notary business, surely He's going to also make sure that whoever needs everything else that I'm doing, they find out about it. He's going to make sure that I am advertising, marketing where I need to be doing it, okay, so that people would know. What's the famous saying? Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay,
Hmm.
you cannot keep what you're doing a secret. So you need to figure out how or listen to the Holy Spirit or whomever, your higher whatever they say. I say Holy Spirit. Okay. But
Right.
you've got to follow that leading, that guidance, okay, and whatnot. Because one thing for sure that I have learned about God is that nothing catches him by surprise.
Hmm.
Okay. He already knows what's gonna happen, when it's gonna happen, how you're gonna respond to it, and well, if you're gonna respond to it.
Right.
He already He already knows. So it's like, okay, if he needs to push pause on your life until the light bulb comes on, okay, while he is motivating you, encouraging you, getting you, to believe that this is what he wants you to do and whatnot, then that's what he would do. He will push pause on your life until that light bulb comes on. Because what he has for you, he is going to make sure it happens. He is going to make sure it happens. And guess what? It's okay that you have to do a U-turn. It's okay if you have to do a U-turn, okay, and start over. Like, okay, I can tell you there are a lot of things that I have made several U-turns. Let me just say that. I've made several U-turns. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be connected with this person. I thought I was, but no, that's not right, and whatnot. So, I don't know how many things that I have taken part in, I have invested in, and I just go, oh, well, we just gonna count it as a write-off and keep going. That's all you can do. Count it as a write-off and keep going. Get on that right road. Don't quit just because you've been in it for a while and you didn't see the results that you wanted to see, but this is what you're supposed to be doing. They get quiet and hear from God, okay? Because if he put it in you, okay, if he put that in you, gave you that idea, he is definitely going to also tell you how to make it happen, how you are going to reap the returns, get the income out of that. So here I am again, doing the same thing with the CDL courses, the BAM. And yesterday I was so excited. Somebody met me on Clubhouse in a BAM room, and she purchased her membership. And she is so excited. She is so excited. And I met another young lady here in Montgomery, Alabama. They are still looking at the BAM program and whatnot. But, one thing I have learned, I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket. And while you are thinking about it, I'm still doing me. I'm still
right.
I know this is something that God gave me, and I'm not depending just on you. I'm not depending just on you. Okay, so I got to keep going while you thinking about it. I already made my decision, so I am going to keep going. Okay, this train's going to keep on rolling. You can jump on anytime you want to, but I'm here if you need me, boo-boo. Okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. And that's amazing just hearing you giving yourself that audacity, that self-encouragement to go for it and go after it. And you made a very important point just in terms of when God gives you an idea, he already knows the plan for you. You just got to keep going. Can't give up. It's not going to look like the way we want it to look like. Like I was telling you earlier, when we tell God our plans, he laugh at them. And to be honest with you, if things always went the way we wanted them to go, we wouldn't appreciate anything. We'd just be like, oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start this company and I'm going to make this amount of money in 6 months. If it always panned out like that, we wouldn't appreciate it. We'll get arrogant. We'll get cocky. We'll think, oh, it's me. I'm just him. I'm just her. But hats off to you for sticking to it, not quitting. Like you said, doing you. I'm not going to depend on you. I'm not going to put all my eggs in one basket. That's amazing. That's very commendable. And you're doing a lot of great things in business. And I know a lot of great things are coming down the pipeline. So let's talk about my next portion, vision. What are your short-term and long-term goals as an entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. One of the things that I really want to do. Okay. I told you I have my office. I do have my office space. And this is where I'm located right now. It's the third, really you can say the fourth, because I started my business right here at home. But then when I learned that, hey, if you ever want to get a business loan, it's good for you to have a brick and mortar, right? So I moved my business out of my home into an office space. Well, I was over there for almost a year. Had some issues over there. So I was like, you know what? I do not have time. and I have time for craziness. And so I went to another business, and when I tell you, I was there for like maybe a week, and something happened and they didn't want to work it out with me. I was like, okay, no worries. Since I still had my place over at the other place, we moved back over there where I continue to work on looking for a place. So now I am at another place. I love it. I do love it. But my long-term goals in regards to that is purchasing my own building. I want to purchase my own building, and where I can also rent out office space for people that need office space. So that is my long-term goal with that. The other thing is I am almost not 100% online. Okay. Yeah, I'm still going to have my own office space and all of that because that looks good on paper for businesses purposes and whatnot. But I want my businesses to be all online where I am able to work from anywhere, from my phone, my tablet, my laptop, but I can be anywhere on planet Earth and still be able to handle business as I need to. But with everything being online and you can access it 24 hours a day, and I'm waking up to ching, 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 okay, in my account. That's where I'm headed. That's where I'm going, and I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And it's funny that right as I'm talking about this, God is showing me, yeah, that's why I'm trying to get you to do online notarization. That is it. And when I tell you I've been fighting that, I've been fighting that all through the pandemic. I really have. Well, I just got asked to be part of a collaboration with this group of people, and they want me to be able to notarize the documents online. And so now I've got to get that in place because I want to be part of this collaboration. Ain't that something? And so, but that's putting my notary business where? Online.
See, once again, you get to talking about your plans, and God said, watch this. You said it, and he said, I'm gonna hold you to it. That's what it's all about.
Yes. Yes. And so short-term goals, I think I'm okay with where everything is, how everything is going. I can't think of anything right now that I'm really working on short term with any of my stuff. With my business, we are working towards my own website. It's going to be CMH Business Solutions LLC or .com. I don't know what the virtual project manager is. She's the systems lady, so she is working on putting all the systems in place so everything can be automated and whatnot. She's busy doing that. And so I'm just working advertising and marketing. I guess that's a goal too. Get somebody else to do that. Can you get somebody else to do that? I don't want to do it.
For sure. There's definitely people out there that'll do it for you. That's the most important thing. Finding the right who's who can bring your vision to life.
Yeah. So I think that's what we're working on right now, is putting all that in place so that it can be automated. But everything else is pretty much running smoothly. I do get so much joy in meeting the different people through my notary business. For the rest of the stuff, they don't really have to talk to me because once they click on the links for the CDL thing, it's all online. For the funding company with the credit repair, business credit, that's all in one. That came with its own VAs. So once they click on those links, they are in touch with the team, and the team take it over from there with their system and whatnot. They consult me about pricing, and yeah, the people pay, they get paid, I get paid, and we just carry on. Next. Who's next? And of course, the notary products, that's already online. We got that online. Yeah. So we're rocking and rolling. We're rocking
Yes,
and rolling
ma'am.
over here.
Yes, ma'am. And those are some great short-term and long-term goals. And I have no doubt you'll make all your goals come to fruition.
Yes, hey, that's a God thing. We just gonna thank him in advance. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
Trinity. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. So as we wrap up the podcast, I want to ask $1 million question. I started this podcast to highlight the greatness connected to the city of Montgomery, whether you were born here or lived here for a significant period of your life, be it military or college. You being a hometown hero, what do you appreciate the most about the Gump?
The Gump is, oh my God. Let me tell you, I grew up on Flood Street. And when I tell you the bond that we have, yeah, I'm getting ready to cry just saying that. The bond that we have, all of the people that grew up on Flood Street between what is that, E.D. Nixon now and Court Street. Okay, all up and down that street we are still close. Whenever someone, a parent pass away or sibling, we show up. We still keep in contact with each other. The same thing with the poets. What they said poets for life. Yeah. So, shout out to my friend. Ooh, why I can't just that quick. I forgot his name. He's over there at Brubaker. He's over on Facebook, just shouting out everybody's birthday, letting us know everything that's going on with not only the Lanier, but Carver, JD, and whatnot, just everything. It is just when I tell you, I feel so blessed and honored to be from Montgomery, Alabama, the history that is here. And oh, my childhood was just such a blessing. When I tell you, when I got back here and having no intentions of staying, I remember going to my mom and thanking her. My father is deceased. So I remember going to my mom and I said, thank you so much. We had the best childhood. We had the best childhood. And as we drive around the city and we talk about, yeah, remember when Sears used to be here and this place used to be there and whatnot. It is, when I tell you, it is just a blessing. Even though I had no intentions of coming back here, it's exciting to see what is happening, how the changes that is coming about, how we are growing and how everyone is coming together and we stay together and all of the things. It is absolutely the best place to be. Oh, Montgomery, Alabama, what have you done? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Without question, it's nothing like the Gump. Trust me, I'm born and
Yes.
raised here myself, and it's a city like it's just rich with history, and we have
Wonderful
to,
people.
yes, ma'am, and we have to, and to be honest with you, because we don't have the resources as in Atlanta or some of the other bigger cities, the people who are in here doing the entrepreneurial thing, like people like yourself and others who are successful in business, they really got it out the mud, meaning like they really started from the bottom and worked themselves into a success. So it's great stuff. I love the Gump. Nothing like it.
It really is. Let me tell you a little story that just happened the other day. I popped into Sam's
Mm-hmm.
looking for something. They didn't have what I wanted. So I'm just minding my own business, trying to get out of there. And here comes this lady just rolling past me, just proudly rolling past me. And I looked, I said, Betty Joe. She said, I was wondering if you was gonna notice me. I was like, yeah. And they're doing her shopping for their restaurant, Tears Country Cooking. That's where we get my mom's breakfast from. Well, I don't go over there as much as I used to, but my brother, he goes and still get her breakfast on his days from Tears Country Cooking. But I give her the oatmeal. I try to give her a high protein, high fiber diet, and they don't do oatmeal. So yeah. She said, we miss you coming through here. I said, yeah, I'm going to have to pop through there for my Kaneka sausage.
Nice.
Yeah. And then the other day, this was just yesterday too, I was on, what was that, Court Street coming through, and I stopped at Elaine's. Elaine grew up with me. Brenda Urquhart. She is there in her mom's hair place there. And I stopped through there. I said, you know what? It's good to see y'all on Facebook. But when I get a chance to just see y'all in person and give you a hug, it's just really blessed me. So there I was. I popped into her hair place, gave her a hug, went by Greg's breakfast place, gave him a high five, got back in my car and went on back to mama's.
Nice.
But it is so good to see everybody doing their thing, and we still just stand in contact with each other either by Facebook or different events here in the city, and it's exciting. It's exciting. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, that's a phone call coming in. I'll call them back. But it's exciting to see what's happening here in Montgomery, Alabama. Yes, it is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, indeed. So how can the people connect with you, Cheryl? What are your social media handles and website?
Okay, so I am on Facebook. Of course, by my name, Cheryl Henderson, and Curly Queen. It used to be CM, but I changed it because of something I was doing with somebody, and they asked us to come up with some kind of cowgirl name, and so I was Curly Queen. So I'm over there, and then all my business handles is CMH Business Solutions. I do have one for the notary thing. It is CMH Notary Services, Mobile Notary Services. But my website link that I am using right now is meetcmh.com. Yes, so you click on that and you will learn about everything that I do. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And of course, I'll put all of the information in the description of the episode. Hey, Cheryl, thanks again for the conversation. I really appreciate you.
Hey, I appreciate you. I feel so honored. I was like, oh my God, little old me. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
Yes, ma'am. Good people, that concludes another dope episode of the Gumptown Podcast. In the meantime, in between time, y'all know what to do. Be blessed, be safe, but most importantly, have the audacity to be you. Gone. Thanks again for tuning in.